It's been about a week.
Yeah, it's been
Justin.
Very long week.
Yeah.
I'm Josh, by the way.
Yeah.
In case y'all didn't know that.
And we're the Peel. It's been one of those weeks for us. The week before Christmas is just crazy.
I still have not done my Christmas shopping.
I
am so behind on life right now.
I think that is just a male thing to do because I haven't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, my girlfriend's all telling me, she's like, I got all your stuff, I got like 3 more things coming, and I'm like, oh, we're doing more than one item? Oh, okay. I guess I'll just go wing it then.
Yeah. I've done absolutely nothing. I think that also comes down to money, but it's not bad. It's gonna work out. I got to get Megan something. No idea when I'm gonna get her. But yeah, let's talk Dynamo and MLS. Dynamo making a few moves, not a ton.
Actually, one.
Yes.
One move.
One move. They are in talks and negotiations with a few players. We only really have info on one of them. But they're not the only team looking at him. We'll get into that. I really like the kid. Josh and I, right before we hit record, were watching videos of this kid, and I'm impressed. I think it's going to be good if they can sign him, especially with our lineup.
Very impressed. There's a few more kind of side notes on that topic that we will get into.
Let's talk reentry.
Yeah, reentry draft. Dynamo.
Stage 1.
Yeah, stage 1 reentry draft. Dynamo had the 2nd overall pick. Chicago Fire passed on number 1, so we got basically the number 1 pick.
Yep.
There only 3 teams signed anybody really on this reentry draft. There really wasn't a whole lot of players out there that anybody really wanted. We needed some defense, so we signed a left back, 25-year-old Dylan Remick. We signed him from the Seattle Sounders. So we're getting an MLS Cup champion over here.
Yeah, even though he
was not part of that team at all.
No, he wasn't. But he still gets a ring.
He still gets a ring though. He can bring that over to Houston. Show it off. Why not?
And they're like, oh, that's nice. We have this many.
Yeah, plus 4 conference championships too, guys. Take that, Seattle.
Yeah. In the words of Clint Dempsey, Portland ain't got shit on us now.
Yes.
His stats are okay. Bounce around between USL and MLS a little bit.
It's a left back, I mean that's kind of gonna fill in. I mean, if anything, it'll fill in for DeMarcus Beasley. It's not the signing I would want to have to fill in for DeMarcus Beasley, but it's a re-entry draft. So
he's appeared in 44 regular season games for Seattle. He made 32 starts in his 4 years with them. This past year, he only played in 11 matches and started 6. So not a whole lot to go off of. Really, just probably a bench player at best.
He will. I mean, it depends on what we do with our back line, but at right now, actually, as of right now, he's going to be a starter. But he more than likely he will be a bench player. 0 goals scored. Nothing major. 1 player signing. It's better than continuing to lose all these players.
Yeah.
So it's something to look forward to. You will see him playing in some games.
We'll get into that a little later. I'm wearing Shane Williams' kit in remembrance of him. We'll get into that, and I got to vent. But the only other players that were picked up was right back. Chicago picked up or passed on number 1.
Chicago passed. All of these guys passed. The only teams that picked up were Houston, Orlando, and Seattle.
Yep. Seattle picked up a keeper.
Orlando picked up the keeper, Patrick
Orlando
McLean.
picked up the keeper, excuse me, guys.
Orlando picked up the keeper, Patrick McLean. Sorry, I'm moving our notes around on my co-host here.
And then stage 2 is this Thursday. Unlike stage 1, when clubs have to pick up a contract option on any of the players, they have to. So they don't have to in stage 1, but they have to in stage 2. So we'll be curious to see what happens. I don't see a whole lot of moves. I was reading on MLS.com or MLSsoccer.com that the number of players taken in these reentry drafts have gradually went down. Mm-hmm. And I think that's more because there's money to sign better players than these aging or
Not as
good.
up to par.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, not as up to par with that's the polite way of saying it. In other terms, you're not that good.
Yeah. Yeah, or if you are, they'll get a better deal at a free agency for you than what they will through an entry draft.
Speaking of drafts real quick, though, in our last show, I made a comment that Will... I made a comment about the Will Bruin signing, which I still think would be a good signing or a good trade. I'm sorry, Will Bruin trade. I said that we do not have a first-round draft pick. Since then, we've actually edited that out. We do have a first-round draft pick right behind the Chicago Fire. We are overall 4th. Yes. In the draft pick. I believe it's Atlanta, then Minnesota, then it's Chicago, then us. Okay? So, but...
Yes.
In my defense, there was a trade.
Yeah.
There was a trade. Dynamo traded for the second-round draft pick of Sporting Kansas, so we're going to have 2 second-round draft picks. Okay? Sorry, guys. I don't want any rumors to start. So, you know.
Like I said, we're not ESPN. We're not. But...
Yeah, we literally Google a lot of this stuff.
But, you know, you got to Google anything to find out.
You got to Google anything to find out. So props to, I really don't remember who pointed us out. But, guys, if we ever make mistakes, let us know.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Please let us know.
It's constructive criticism.
Yeah, we do not want rumors to start.
No.
Okay? So...
So like I said, there hasn't been a whole lot. We're not going to go through all of the league and tell you all the moves and dealing as we're going around with other teams, quite honestly, because we don't care about the other teams. We care about this one.
Yeah, the one team, you know.
Hopefully they showed that they care about their fans by making some of these moves, which takes us to one player that has kind of got me in awe as of like the last couple of days. I've been watching some video of him, reading some stats. The Dynamo are interested, I guess you could say. I don't want to say they're in actual contract negotiations and then get that wrong, but they're talking to Albert Ellis out of Honduras. He's played in Monterrey. He's also played in, let me pull his stats up. We actually have
20 years old?
Yes. He played in Monterrey in the Mexican League. He also played for Olympia. I've got to say I'm impressed.
The main one was Olympia.
Yeah. Just last year, or 2 years ago in Olympia, the 2015-2016 season, 19 goals, guys.
19 goals in 30 games.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yep.
Very impressive. I don't know too much about the Honduran league, but you know, if somebody's has a 19 goals scored in a league here in MLS, we call that the Golden Boot.
Yeah. Speaking of Honduras, he has also gotten national team call-ups. So the one thing I like with this is he would be playing alongside of Boniak. Boniak knows him. I think at this point, if they do sign this kid, they do keep Boniak, definitely.
So this is a what if, basically.
Yes,
okay,
this is all
so
what if.
If you sign this, he's a forward striker, and it looks like he's a center forward. But it also looks like he can play out left from what we were watching there. He's got a mean right foot. Now, he can play all 3 sides. I'm sorry, when the highlights we were watching, he was playing left striker, center striker, and right striker.
Yeah.
He's got a mean right foot that just rockets into the net. And he's very fast, quick, agile. So, where does he fit in with this team?
Well, he is on paper as being a central attacking midfielder. In Honduras, he kind of plays more out wide, but like I said, on paper, he is listed as a central attacking midfielder. You can, if you find anything different, this is just what I found on Google.
Because the roles that we were watching him play,
yes, he was out wide for Honduras.
Well, he was up top. He was up top. He was playing like more of a striker role.
Then again, Honduras really doesn't have much of a striking.
True. Yeah, that's true. But here's what I say. You know, a player that's scoring 19 goals in 1 year is, you know, a player that you'd want to play up top.
Yeah.
Where does he fit in though? Does he fit? You know, here before the show, we were talking about, you know, possibly. How Mauro Manotas plays that lone striker role, But if you sign a player of this caliber, you can essentially have a second attack.
I think you swing him.
Because then you would have...
I guess the question is, where would Winger fit in all this? Wenger.
Where would Winger fit in? Where would Bruin fit in? Where would Kubo fit in?
Let's remove the Bruin talk.
Okay, well, where would Kubo fit in? Where would Winger fit in? Would you play those guys out wide to him? Would you play him out wide?
I think you would play him out wide, and like I was telling you before, if you have him playing central,
I would.
You have Manotas and Kubo as your two strikers.
As your center striker, you would play. You could play him on the left side, Winger on the right side. Have them kind of meet in the middle there. That would.
Now, but see,
it would be a dream.
The issue is you have a lot of opportunity on the attack and a lot of potential on the attack.
Yeah.
Leaves you open on defense now, and now you have an overabundance of attackers.
You do have an overabundance of attackers. I know that we're not really in need of attack. We really need more defense, but in this case with this kid, we really need to hope that we sign this kid.
Yeah.
Just from watching him, he's only 20. He's got plenty of room to grow.
Yeah.
And you're gonna sit there and you'll fit him with Morrow. He could be your backup tomorrow. He could play all of those positions.
I think because of his skill set and what I've seen, there's no way he rides a bench.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. No, this is an international.
Now, I wonder with this signing if that would close the door on Kubo. Because now you're gonna have too many now.
I would rather it close the door for Bruin. I would, I would like to, trade.
Yeah, I would like that.
And rather close the door for Bruin and give Kubo a chance underneath Wilmer Cabrera. Know that, it's kind of the Kubo train, but still think that there's this hidden talent in Kubo that we have not seen. Takes Wilmer Cabrera. Now, don't get me wrong. If Kubo doesn't show up in the next, if he doesn't show up in 5 games with Wilmer Cabrera, I'm, completely done. I won't call him anymore. I won't be like, yo, buddy,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like I was saying, now we have an overabundance. And who's the odd man out now? Will Bruin or Kubo? It's got to be one of them. Now, they would make it easy on us if Cruz Azul said, hey, you know what? We're going to keep Kubo. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Take him. Yeah.
But then that also says, okay, well, does Will Bruin...
How much are you going to give us for him,
exactly.
Really?
Now, does that also say, Will, you're still a bench player, and this new kid fills that role, if they sign him?
Will Bruin will be a bench player for a while.
Yeah.
You do not start Will Bruin over Morrow. I'm sorry, unless Morrow is just out of it.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here because fans seem to forget. Yes, we have seen a lot of misses by Bruin, but Bruin has also been top 3 in scoring the last 3 years in Houston. Now,
compared to what? But compared to what, though?
Here's the thing, okay? He has come out and said numerous times he cannot play as a lone striker. If you get him help, maybe Will Bruin comes back into form that he was 2 years ago.
Exactly.
That's why I'm playing devil's advocate here.
Obviously, they don't want to play multiple strikers up top because it's been an ongoing thing for the past couple seasons.
Well, then again, that was also Owen Coyle, and Owen Coyle... isn't here anymore. So,
yeah.
But also, how much of that was also coming down from Matt Jordan and Chris Canetti? I mean, the way we look at it now.
But that's the thing, though, is that if it's coming from Chris Canetti or Matt Jordan, because from what I got from this was that they were putting that pressure on Wade Barrett to play that lone striker.
Well, let's be completely honest.
They're gonna do the same thing.
Wade Barrett was his puppet, essentially. Wade Barrett couldn't really pull any strings.
He should have.
But he probably wasn't allowed to.
Probably was not.
Matt Jordan and Chris Canetti probably ran the lineups down to him.
I mean, we still got, but look who we have as head coach, and look who we still got in the front office right now.
Exactly.
They're obviously going to go after that.
How about this? Does this season either end Matt Jordan's tenure here, or does it grant him another year, or is he definitely on the hot seat too?
He's on the hot seat. If the owners,
From who?
if the owners, if our owners,
Chris Kennedy pulls that trigger. Well, me neither, because I don't think he has the best interest of the fans at heart.
absolutely not.
We are ruining any chance of possibly getting an interview from Matt Jordan or Chris Kennedy.
Probably, you know. I mean,
But it's true. This is where fans need to be.
You know, it is the truth, though. You know,
I would love for Chris Kennedy or Matt Jordan at some point to come on, if we ever got that chance, to explain themselves and not give the generic answers that they always give. I want hardcore answers.
There is a place where they go. They go on Soccer Matters.
Yeah, that is true.
Professional one, so
yeah, they go on a professional show.
Love you, Glenn. They do go on there. You know, I haven't listened to last week's episode yet. You know, I know Matt Jordan was on there, and from what I got, you know, the last time I listened was during the playoffs, and Matt Jordan, he was basically just stating that one, they have talked with DeMarcus Beasley about love to have him again.
Well, who wouldn't?
They don't want. Well, hang on. Let me finish. They don't want it. They don't want to pay him that money, basically.
Nobody should.
Contract, absolutely not. And then and then he stated that they were talking with internet,
which
would
be Ellis.
Which would be Ellis. Yeah. So multiple clubs are talking because DC
I know,
and SKC both.
Yeah, I know DC was on the top of was right on the tip of my tongue. Because
by the way, if he goes to SKC over F you, man.
Yeah. Well, also, at least he's not going to Dallas. Dallas isn't in the running as far as I know. So.
I equally hate FC Dallas as much as I equally hate SKC. I hate both of them. I'm sorry. No, you're a Dom Dwyer fan.
Well, I
mean, Dom Dwyer is like my worst all-time enemy.
Let's be completely honest why I like Dom Dwyer. And it's not necessarily because of Dom Dwyer. It's who's waiting at home for Dom Dwyer.
I loved you at one point in time, Sidney LaRue, until you married. That was your route.
Let's be completely honest. Their baby is adorable.
Their Canadian English American baby.
Don't hate. But let's. You know how I feel about Dom Dwyer outside of MLS. I do think because he hasn't been cap tied, he could be called up. But that's a discussion for another day. So this is going to take me to my rant. We have no Beasley right now. We don't have really any good stud youth.
We don't have Beasley. We don't have David Horse. We don't have Raul Rodriguez.
Correct.
We don't have Agus.
Correct.
There's your entire...
Josh set me up perfectly for this.
There's your entire back line.
What was your thinking, Matt Jordan and the Houston Dynamo, for getting rid of Shannon Williams?
Allocation money, man.
Okay, yes. You got allocation money.
They want Ellis, man.
Okay. But who's playing your defense?
So, real fast here before we get into this rant. There's a meme going around of the DuckTales and diving into the gold bank, and swimming in the money, and apparently that's the Houston Dynamo right now, front office.
Yes,
sitting on this money. Do something with the money, guys. Like, what? Come on.
So, yes. I've always been a fan of Shannon Williams from the time in Philadelphia, only because I watched him there.
Yeah.
I moved here to Houston. He gets traded here a few years after, and I was like, great. It's a great move for the Dynamo. At the time, wasn't a great move for Philly. And the guy has a ton of potential, and he's still young. He has a lot of DeMarcus Beasley in his play. And that's part of the reason I liked him so much.
He does. He's young. He has he has a lot of physical ability. He's a
fast
guy,
and he has no problem pushing that ball up the side of the pitch.
Absolutely.
Now he goes to Vancouver with Giles Barnes, who technically I don't think is under contract with them, but I don't see him going anywhere else. I think that it was stupid on their end, because now you're stuck either re-signing Beasley or whatever you asked.
Well,
or what are you going to do with Horse or Agus?
Not necessarily, because there is a lot of signings that going to happen after the new year. after Christmas. Okay, there's a lot of these signings that are gonna take place, and I think that we need to just kind of just wait on that. They're building up all this money. Like that. What that mean that I was talking about? They are dealing with all this money, but I can see things happening after Christmas.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So my Shannon rant. You needed that guy. That guy adds a lot of speed. He holds possession, which is something that Wilmer wants. Power of possession. He wants that, and Williams to me gave you a lot of that.
So you're talking about the possession, okay? So here's my take on it. All right. Because I know that it's two totally different roles. Because I know Boniak plays more of an attacking central mid.
Yes.
What about moving him into a central defensive role? Because he does have a good amount of possession, and it's not his physicality. It's not necessarily maybe a little bit of his speed, but it's his footwork.
He does have good footwork.
The way he controls the ball is actually pretty damn well. The way he keeps it away from these guys, doing all the tricks on the field. Maybe trying putting. I don't know, man. I don't central defensive role.
I don't either.
But he is very slim though.
I think that leaves a bigger question mark defensively. If there's anything that you needed coming out of this offseason, it's defense. And I think Shannon gave you a lot of what you need, even if it was just for a rebuilding year or just a Band-Aid, keep him around for a year, then let him go. Let him play out his contract. I'm not too sure on his terms, but
we also have Alex as well. So Alex will help keep a lot of that possession in that. Alex, in my opinion, is going to be a permanent starter from
now. Do you think maybe part of the reason they got rid of Shannon was how he was outspoken about the Wade Barrett thing, or do you think it was just really based on allocation money and Vancouver gave them a really good deal?
I think it was because he's unhappy. He was unhappy ultimately because there was an interview that came out afterwards, stating that he never felt it. Only with us for two seasons.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it was 2 full seasons. I think he came over. I want to say in the middle of the season, at the transfer window is when I think he came over. I don't think it was in the off season. If I'm probably wrong.
I can't remember
anymore. Either way, I think the fact that they let him go. I was hoping, if he was unhappy, great. But even if he wasn't, I think you give him training camp to see how things go. How does he like this playing style? How he likes to coach?
Maybe he pushed the trade more. They didn't get really much in it. They got the.
That's true.
Now
that was the big thing. Maybe this money will go, and hopefully the Dynamo can sweeten the pot for Ellis.
I really hope so.
Yeah.
I really hope so.
Can you imagine that? Two dynamic players and one with a question mark, and that being Kubo?
That would be awesome. I know it's not. I know it's not sealed. I know nothing's sealed yet until it's signed and written. And he's coming here to Houston, but. Go look at this guy. Just if you like to watch some soccer videos. Albert.
I will post a link. It was a Vimo link. I'll post it to our page after I upload the podcast tonight. And the sound goes in and out. It's not great, but it still gives you a little bit of an idea of what this kid could bring to us.
And the cool thing about it is majority of his goals are scored for Honduras in this video.
Yeah. He did also tear it up.
Teams, against decent teams,
He did also tear it up domestically, though. Whether it was Liga MX or if it was playing for Olympia. It was. He's done good. Do want to bring something to your guys' attention. It's pretty cool. We actually have gotten an email or a direct tweet from the Dynamo.
Let me say his name so you don't butcher it.
Okay.
David Kocinski.
Yes.
Okay, that's K-O-C-H-I-N-S-K.
Speaking of that, if you guys haven't gotten your tickets for this year, definitely get on it. Let me bring it up right here. I had it. Where'd it go? So, if you don't get your season tickets by Friday, the prices will go up, and you cannot lock in this year's price.
Yeah, guys. So if you're gonna try to get some season tickets, at least put some money down.
Yes,
like we said,
it's not very much. I think they take out $100.
It's $100 down for your tickets. Yeah, absolutely, and then you can just pay it off over time before the season starts. And guys, go to our friend David Kocinski, and that's David I'm sorry, not C. David KOCHINSKI.
Yes.
Okay, you can reach him at Kocinski@HoustonDynamo.com in order to get your season tickets locked in.
Yeah,
check that guy out, all right?
Yeah, I think they may have one more payment to take out of mine, and I'm done for the year. But definitely, guys, look, a team can't be successful without putting people in the seats. Yes, it sucks. Sometimes it sucks when your team's horrible. But the only way to get money to spend on players is to show up. You can't be non-existent and then also cry that your team sucks when you don't show up to games. Yeah, you're kind of throwing your money away, especially at that current season if the team sucks. But they need the money to make the moves. If not, they can't make moves. If you look at, let's just say NASL,
to be relevant in this league. Okay, they need money to be relevant in this league. All right, if we want to stick around in Major League Soccer, I'm sure that people watching our page either already have their season tickets, or if you don't, go ahead and do it by Friday, so that way you can get your season ticket price that's locked in right now. Otherwise, it will go up.
Yes,
you don't want that.
No. But just show up. I think this year, even if we don't make the playoffs, the way it's looking is it might actually be a very eventful year. I see a lot of good things, especially if they start off signing this Ellis kid, whether it's by the end of the month or beginning of next month. I think the outlook is really going to be good for this team. Now, whether it comes across that Wilmer is really who Wilmer can be, or if he's just another stepping stone to another manager, great. But I want to see something productive, and I think if they sign this Ellis kid, I think it'll happen.
Yes, they need to work on their back four, and it all depends basically what happens with DeMarcus Beasley. David Horse is out of contract. They already declined Raul Rodriguez.
Now, let's make it known that yes, if they decline the option, that doesn't mean that they're not going to resign these guys. Yeah. They're just trying to restructure a contract.
Exactly. There hasn't been any updates on anything David Horse wise, which is actually kind of upsetting because I want to know if he's going to come back or not, because I really like David as a center back.
Unless Wilmer wants to go completely younger with this team.
Why not have a veteran on your back line?
I agree. Look, I 100% agree.
Get a wheelchair out on the pitch.
I 100% agree, but maybe this is Wilmer's thing, to get younger and faster. And that's not saying that Horst is slow. That's not saying Raul Rodriguez is slow. That's not saying Clark is slow. It's maybe he's just trying to get younger.
It's not so much about the age of David Horst that I really like. It's his physicality and how tall he is.
Yes.
That's what I really like about David Horst, is that he's able to stand over all the guys in the box if you have him defend a corner, free kick, whatever it is. Younger would be better too, but so it just depends on what happens here, I mean, we have, as far as I'm aware, we have, a first round draft pick, the 4th overall, and then 2 second round draft picks.
Yeah. So this coming from the Dynamo, I'm going to paraphrase part of this. Says that the team staff led by Matt Jordan and Wilmer Cabrera is working hard to bring in new players as we approach the winter transfer window. With Wilmer in charge, the team will take on a very different look, both in terms of style of play, and I'm sure at several positions on the field. Wilmer talked a lot about possession with purpose when he was hired, meaning that not just to pass the ball around, but to look unbalanced, or look to unbalance the opponent and then take advantage of it. I think that says it all. Now, my only thing is if he's staying consistent with that, raises even more question mark why you got rid of Shannon. Unless it really just boiled down to him just being unhappy. Or the other outlook on it is that Vancouver just offered them a ton of money for him, or they just sweetened the deal for him.
Yeah, it could be numerous things. It really can. It would be nice to know. It would really be nice to know about this.
Yeah.
With the Shane and Williams deal.
I mean, maybe that's something we'll never know.
It might be
maybe
something
I'll try to pull some triggers.
Yeah. I mean, real fast, guys. We did have something set up today. We were not able to get to it.
Yes.
To get some more information set up. So we have some more. It looks like we're going to get some more sources here soon.
Yes, which is
for our information,
which is good.
Google. Yeah, we want to talk more with some more professional people on this aspect. So. Also, with that being said, guys, if any of y'all have any information that we're not talking about, email us.
Yeah.
Email us. Tweet us. Post on our Facebook page.
Yes,
guys.
The good thing with that is we like the connection that we're starting to get with a few of you guys. It's fun because we're not the only Dynamo fans in this city. The city is now the third biggest city in the U.S. population-wise. Let's show up with at least how many 20 some odd thousand. Even if the team isn't all that good, let's show up on opening day and show these guys, look, we're here for the long haul. Finish this up. We're going to move on to a little international news. In case you didn't see it come across the wire today, they have announced the 2017 Gold Cup. Houston is actually in there for the group stage. They will be hosting Group A matches. That's going to start off on June 11th for the matches here, and it's a doubleheader.
Still to be determined. I know a couple of those names will probably come out. Maybe Panama, Honduras.
So
a couple of those groups.
That won't be announced until January during the Copa Sudamericana, if I pronounced that right, tournament. There we go. And Panama's hosting it, so whatever teams will advance out of there. I don't remember how many advance out of there, but I guarantee you one of them would be the group leader in Group A. So that's what that boils down to. That's the group here in Houston would be July 11th. The Gold Cup starts on July 7th. The group stage finishes up on July 16th. Knockout rounds, we're all going to be carpooling up to Dallas. Just make sure you have plans. It's not announced yet, but just if you have plans, cancel them because you're coming up to Dallas with us.
It depends if that's where. Yeah,
if the U.S. hosted there, which
USA gets hosted there, yeah.
90,000, 100,000. I can't see why they wouldn't try to put a U.S. match there.
Or
Mexico.
It just depends on how the way the seeding works out. Second or first seed, that's where they get split it up. So, hopefully it does go in our favor because last time it worked out with a little thing called the Copa America Centenario.
So the way it's looking right now, you have U.S., Canada, Mexico that all automatically qualifies. Cucaracho, French.
Sriracha?
Yeah, something like that. French Guinea. I am horrible with these names today. Anyway, you had Caribbean Cup teams. They've qualified. They'll probably get eliminated. Jamaica will most likely be the ones that advance out of that. Then the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth place teams out of the Sudamericana. Those will be the ones that move on and probably be part of Group A. And then they'll get divvied up between the other two groups. But yes, those venues were announced today. My neck of the woods, Philadelphia, got one. I'm surprised Baltimore didn't. It's weird because they hosted Copa games, but maybe the showing wasn't that great during the Copa America. Maybe that's why they decided not to. And I'll be curious to see what happens because that's going to be the warm up. Somewhat of a warm-up for us prior to the World Cup. Oh,
it will be the first competitive competition for Bruce Arena.
Yep.
I know that there's been a lot of speculations on who's getting the call up to the January camp.
When they finally put the actual list out, we will.
We'll go over let you know more. There was a few names that kind of popped up. Kakuta Mane. From Vancouver.
There's a lot, and I think
that was kind of.
I think they're going to try to give that olive branch back out to Darlington Nagbe.
They should.
Because Jurgen screwed that one up.
Yeah, so I mean, there will be a lot more when we come back on.
Yeah,
we'll go over a little bit more of that.
So speaking of that, guys, we're gonna take a 2-week off or 2-week vacation from the podcast. It is the holidays. We'll come back. What day did I say? January 9th. We'll come back. We'll do a podcast that gives us 2 weeks of information. Right after that will be the Super Cup, or not Super Draft, excuse me. Super Draft.
The MLS Combine will
7th through the 12th.
January 7th through the 12th. So just to go back over it real fast, January 7th through the 12th is this MLS Combine. So all the players invited from the NCAA will come and try out for the for the MLS, test their skills and all of this, and then on January 13th, it's Friday, January 13th, MLS Super Draft. So we'll kind of be getting prepared for that, for our next show here.
There may be another show. Maybe we do something on that day right after the draft. We don't know yet. It's not even 2017 yet. So
yeah, I mean, well, no, but this is gonna be shown live. The Super Draft, guys. This is our draft.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what the Dynamo will do.
Heck yeah,
So stay tuned. We'll still be doing our weekly or our daily check-in type of deal. Especially if any big news comes out over these 2 weeks. Obviously, we're not going to do a full podcast, but especially if some Dynamo news comes out, we'll do a Facebook update.
You have any questions?
Yes.
Comments, concerns, advice, hookups to talk to players, hookups to talk to coaches? Let us know.
Yes.
You can email us at thepeel2005@gmail.com. You can like our Facebook page at thepeel05, and then you can also like our Facebook page, thepeel2005.
Yes. Okay. On behalf of Josh and me, we do want to say happy holidays, happy new year. It's been really fun since right after the Dallas match doing this whole year, and I can't wait to do a whole full year next year. I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we're losing track of how many episodes we've had now is actually, I didn't expect it to go on this long. This is awesome.
Yeah, me neither.
Really good.
Me neither. Again, thank you guys for listening, and
this is kind of our season finale.
Yeah. Have a great, safe holiday weekend. Yeah. We definitely want you back here on January 9th.
Shout outs to Andreas, Dynamo Foxtrot.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Sean Ringros.
Yep.
Appreciate you as
Glenn Davis for some behind the scenes stuff for helping us and pointing us in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Dynamo staff now. We can add them to this list.
Loyal fans, Trevor Ramsey.
Yep.
Appreciate you, man.
Jeff Strong, who retweets everything that we put out.
Dude, we love you guys. All the little bit there helps.
Yeah.
It really helps us out. The fact that y'all are actually listening to this means a lot. So thank you.
All right. So that's going to do it for us. This is Justin.
Josh.
From The Peel. Peace.
Peace out, guys. 2016 out.